Newcastle United versus Fulham at home, St James's Park. 1-0 win for Newcastle. There was a lot of negatives. I do honestly feel like the cons are sort of outweighing the pros, unfortunately. There's a lot of things that need to be worked on. There's a lot of things that need to change with that specific start 11 that Eddie Howe is constantly using. It's picking us up points. But there is players that I just don't feel are simply good enough to play around some of our players. You've also got Bruno Guimaraes going off injured at half-time, which wasn't great. We're still waiting to hear a little bit more on sort of what that injury is. I think, judging by the way it looked, it'd probably just be a sprained ankle and he might just miss, say, the Palace game. It would still be brilliant if he doesn't miss a game and he can be back and fit for when we next play. Fulham are probably one of the most competitive teams we've played this season. I think Fulham are absolutely brilliant. Great to see them. They were not scared to attack and they were defensively incredible. Issa Diop, in my opinion, Issa Diop deserves like the all-round man of the match award. But I'm going to go through my player ratings and say who I think deserves man of the match today. So Nick Pope is starting off with a 5. There's just not much Nick Pope really needed to do. Both the teams were very attacking, but never really got any shots on target or anything like that. Dan Burns getting a 6. I think it was really solid. The little drag back on, I think it was Bobby Reed or Mitrovic, it might have been. There was no need in that. I personally think they should have had a penalty, not for Reed going down with the Trippier challenge. I think the penalty should have come when I think it was Mitrovic who got pulled back by Dan Burn. I think that's what should have stood as a penalty and not the Trippier incident. Fabian Shaw is getting a 7. Botman's getting a 6. Trippier's getting a 5. Trippier was a little bit sort of under the weather the day, I think. A lot of misplaced passes and crosses. He wasn't really getting into the game as much as he used to, and then obviously giving away the penalty as well. Bruno Guimaraes is getting a 6, considering he only played 40-odd minutes of the game. Amazing from Bruno. He, in my opinion, would have been the man of the match if he continued. I think I said this in my last match reaction. He's one of the best players I've seen at Newcastle. I think he could go down, is up there in like top 5 best players we've ever had, and that's not even an overstatement. I'm generally believing that. Willock's getting a 6, Longstaff's getting a 5. I feel like Longstaff maybe deserves a 6, but I'll stick with a 5 for now. Joe Linton's getting a 7. It was brilliant to see him on the pitch. Obviously a bit controversial whether he's going to play or not. Wilson's getting a 7. And Almiron's getting a 5. Almiron was a little bit under the weather like Trippier the other day. So they're some of the lowest ratings. For the bench unit, we've got Isak's getting a 7 as well. Honestly, he impacted the game so well. He played 20-odd minutes, and the impact he had on that pitch was incredible. Just the pressing, sort of getting the ball and delivering something with the ball. Brilliant to see from Isak. I hope to see a lot more of him in the future. Obviously, Eddie Howe's really spacing his minutes out. Because he's just come back from a long-term injury. Maxi's getting a 6. Brilliant to see him as well. I love that St. Maximin come on. Had a full half of football. It was brilliant to see. He really affected the game when he come on. Murphy's getting a 5. He wasn't actually too bad today. He made a good few little passes into the front 3. My man of the match overall, because we have 4 7s. It's going to Fabian Shaw. We've got Shaw, Joe Linton, Wilson and Isak all on 7s. But I'm going to give Fabian Shaw man of the match. Brilliant defensive performance from him, and even just passing out from the back, passing the ball into the front 3, brilliant from Fabian Shaw. Overall, what do I think about the game? Yet again, it's one of them games that was sluggish from Newcastle. We can't afford to play like that against, I say top 6 club. Fulham are literally in the top 6, but we cannot afford to play like that against sort of the much-known top 6s like. I think even Tottenham, I know we beat them away from home, we've got them at home next, which is a massive pro for us, but I think even against a team like Tottenham, you just can't afford to play like that. There was a lot of defensive errors as well, especially Kieran Trippier just losing the ball, mindlessly kicking the ball away into opposition territory was just not good enough. Fulham, brilliant team to play against. They gave her a good game, unfortunately they fell short. The penalty thing was a bit weird. I thought Mitrovic was going to have another go. I thought the ref was giving him another go at the penalty, but luckily enough he didn't. It's not our fault that Mitrovic has tripped there. It's harsh. It's harsh not to allow it, but apparently that is in the rules where he can't hit the ball twice, obviously. And he has. The reason he's hit the ball twice is because he fell and slipped, but that's nothing to do with us. That's not our problem. So he should not have another go at taking the penalty, and luckily enough he didn't. So Nick Pope keeps his clean sheets record and streak. And we continue our unbeaten streak in the Premier League, which is amazing. Anyway, if you guys are enjoying these videos every single day, they're going to be coming out. Please smash that like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure you share the videos around. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs as fast as possible. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next upload.